everybody, and welcome to Soul Journey 424. Hi, Michelle.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
We've actually been moving forward a lot with your channel. You've been uploading and scheduling some videos, haven't you?
I have. I'm getting used to it.
So while you're everybody who's watching this, you're probably at episode like 15 at this point. Just know it took us a while before we caught up with technology and learned how to do it. So we're getting there, and it's becoming more automated. So I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely. It's a learning process, that's for sure. A learning curve for me.
So Michelle, why don't you tell the audience how things have been going with your meditation and the meditative states?
So I was just telling my friend here about how when I'm meditating, I'm in such a deep state of relaxation that I don't remember everything. And I had started writing things down, but then I guess I got lazy with it, or, I would meditate until the last minute, and then I didn't have time to write in my book, and I would have to get ready for work or something. But it's moving along, and the energy is so strong and intense. I think what it's trying to do is build my ability to hold a high vibration. The um, the vibrations are the energy in my body is so strong that I can feel it shaking every inch of my body all the way up into my head, and it's also causing like facial distortions, like I would call it twitching, but it's almost like my face is molded a weird way, and it's a little unnerving. But I am trying, like, I'll hear voices, and I ask for things in my meditation now. Like, I've learned how to call in my higher self. As soon as I sit down to meditate, I'll call in my higher self, and then I ask that my higher self help to integrate this energy into this human vessel so that I'm able to hold it. What am I supposed to do with it? I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that the answers to some of those questions that I have will be answered soon.
Is your higher self responding to you 100% of the time?
Yeah.
So you have an open dialogue. So you're telling me you actually have an open dialogue with your higher self right now.
I do. I talk to it, and for the most part, it started to tell me to relax, allow it, and now it's kind of like I don't know. I feel like I'm connected to it more. Before it felt like something foreign. Now I feel like it's being integrated into my body.
So just for the audience to kind of catch everybody up on some of the side dialogues that Michelle and I have, a part of this is if we truly do have higher selves helping us and we are in dialogue with it, a lot of this, while it probably gets a little confusing, but I think we're believing and we see things are multi-dimensional, things are multi-timing, right? It's like the time frame and the world that we live, the stream of the flow of time, it's not what we perceive it to be. There are multiple parallel time streams going on at the same time.
Yes.
And from the research that we're both doing independently, we're seeing a lot of that. We say independently, but a lot of it is similar things that we're watching, we're viewing. But if that's the case, to kind of flesh this out a little bit, the higher self is a form of us communicating from either a different dimension, a timeline, both, far higher in awareness and energy and all of that we are there. So in a sense, there could be, and I think visually, you and I, we joke like this because visually we think our higher selves, and I'm so not at the level you are, but our higher selves are looking down on us communicating, saying, it's great. They've communicated in this 3D dimension. That's great.
Right.
And they're moving forward and they're communicating to people now
Right.
about this.
Right. And I don't believe in coincidence. So I believe that everything was strategically placed and timed precisely the way it was supposed to happen, so that we were able to connect and be able to talk about this and have someone who understands and is interested in this process. Because had it not happened to me, you wouldn't have known about it. Had you know, you were one of the few people that I told about this, because it was just so weird that I didn't know how to tell anybody. But
Yeah.
it's just such a topic that, a lot of people don't understand. It's out there.
And we don't want to be judged, right?
Right.
Because I think if we feel judged, and as an audience, I think if you feel judged, you're going to withdraw. If you withdraw, the natural thing is now your defense is up, and I believe that defense will prevent your higher self from penetrating back into your psyche easily.
Right. And I didn't want it. I didn't want to go backwards. I feel like I've worked so hard and I meditated for so long, trying to create that peace and harmony and love and light that I was looking for, and I feel like I finally found it, and I don't want to push it back down. So it's got to come out. I'm thankful to have you to talk to about it, and although I can't share with my friends, so I'm sharing it with my friends on YouTube.
Yeah, so we would certainly encourage people, if you have incidences and feelings and you're experiencing things like this, please do reach out to Michelle. Reach out to her, because I think in a lot of ways she's also still searching on expanding this group of this network, because she's not 100% sure who is out there that she can trust either. So it would be helpful to
Yeah.
that she experiences other people feeling this, and really, of course, it still remains is that stigma that I think another phrase that Michelle and I refer to things on this planet is, this is a game, right? If we have higher selves and we have multi-dimensional, multi-timelines, and everything is making our limited psyche on this planet, and everybody knows I have limited psyche, right? But all of that is very hard to comprehend and digest. So as we talk it through, as we kind of try to simplify it in our three-dimensional world, it certainly helps to understand variants of what people may be experiencing too, to communicate to you.
Absolutely. I look forward to talking to people that have been through it, and maybe help in my journey, or I can help them if they're earlier on than I am. I'm only about 6 months in at this point. I read a lot, and I look. Some people are a couple years in and they haven't reached the point where I am yet. Some people, I think it works differently for everybody. We're all individuals, and this awakening, or Kundalini, or whatever you want to call it, is different for all of us. So I think we have to remain open. Remember that, this is individually planned in our timeline when we are ready. Usually this doesn't happen unless you're ready for it. It knows everything.
And I'll tell you, Michelle, what I'm curious on the viewers, if they also have a similar way to judge. And what I mean by that is, so you and I independently are watching different things regarding all of this energy, all of these experiences, and some I'm more receptive to than others. I don't want to just make a snap judgment and say some I think are frauds and some I think are so credible, but my behavior, my natural way of being is sometimes I feel people don't have credibility, and sometimes I think people have unbelievable credibility. As a viewer, are you viewers finding the same thing? Are you finding some people that you find crazy believable? And if so, share that in the comment section as well. And again, you don't necessarily have to share with us who you think are the frauds, but I don't know if they are.
Right.
It could be their communication method is just not resonating with me.
Right. And that's okay. Not everybody's going to resonate with someone else. So you got to find the ones that you do resonate with and connect with them. So if I'm not connecting with you, then it's okay. It's okay. But find someone who you resonate with and get some help, or have somebody to talk to about the things that are happening, because it's lonely when you don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff, and it's almost like you're living a double life. Here I am, going through these really intense emotional trials. I'm working on myself, and then I have to go home and pretend to be somebody else that I'm not. It's hard. It's not easy, because the old life is leaving. You just see it leaving a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. But I'm embracing the new Michelle, and hoping that through this I can get some wisdom and enjoy the rest of my life.
I see a dramatic change in you so far. So, and if the viewers want to refresh their memories, go back to the video. It's actually video number 2 and 3, which are the early days, right?
Yeah.
The one you labeled as video 1, that was really to kind of tie it up, but that was a
Right.
recent one.
Right.
But seeing video number 2, that was the very first time you were on camera communicating this, and you are so much more of a confident individual now, and how to communicate it. It's black and white. 6 months
Wow.
was a big change, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I can feel it, and I remember thinking, how am I going to ever share this with anybody? I'm too embarrassed. I can't do a video, and now I'm doing a video a week.
You're uploading them yourself too.
Yeah, so I'm getting there, and I hopefully this will help somebody. That's the goal of the whole thing, is to help someone else who doesn't know what's happening, and they want to know what other people are going through, and know that they're not alone. They have support.
Well, I think this community is going to be one of sharing, so I would encourage everybody, if you have thoughts, if you have concerns or experiences, please share them with Michelle, and again, she'll digest it as quickly as she can, and will respond appropriately if it's appropriate. So,
Yeah.
Any other comments you want to make in closing today, Michelle?
Today, I just wanted to say that I am planning on some of my early messages that I was getting before the actual Kundalini awakening that I wrote down. I think what I'm going to do is do a video and read them to you, and you could see the wisdom that comes through. And I was just saying that I did not write that. Like, that is not my words. That's not how I talk. And I go back and I look at them, and sometimes I just look up and say thank you, because especially when you're struggling with grief and you're having a bad time, and I still struggle with that. I don't even know if I ever talked about that, but grief was pretty much daily. It's not daily anymore, but I was given words, and when I read them, it's comforting. And it may comfort you too. So I'll start reading some of them. They'll be little short videos. They won't be long, but I'm going to start adding them to my page.
That sounds great. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Please do subscribe, and good luck on your journey. Oh, and
It's in you. Have a great day.